Now, a few years ago at Stanford University, I was debating the Reverend Jesse Jackson, and it's a huge Stanford crowd of students, and by the way, this is the kind of debate that today would never occur on the campus. They don't allow it. But just going back a few years, there was in fact debate on the campus. Shows you how far our campuses have plummeted. They've actually ceased to be vehicles of discussion and debate. But anyway, I was in this debate with Jackson, and I found the whole thing really fascinating because, well, first of all, it's always kind of an experience to debate Jackson. I mean, he's a character. And so, there he is, and he's sort of, he clears his throat, and he kind of plays with his mustache, and he fires off the famous Jacksonian rhymes, Dinesh, I may be well-dressed, but, I'm still oppressed. I'm like, wow. And I also thought it's so fascinating because here at Reverend Jackson and I, it's almost like we're looking at the same America. It's like two guys in a cafe, they're looking at the same accident that they saw, but they somehow have a radically different understanding of what happened. And I was trying to figure out, how is that possible? How is it the case that two people who are basically, if you put Jackson next to me side by side, we're almost exactly the same color? And yet, he was insisting that America, from top to bottom, is a racist society. And so in that rare time where you could actually pose a question, today, good luck trying to find someone to pose a question, because today, I can't get Don Lemon to bring me on his show to ask him a question. I mean, he's never going to do that. He knows it's going to be like one hand clapping. But with Jackson, I was like, Reverend Jackson, you say America's a racist society. So I said, show me a racism in America today that is strong enough to keep you or me or your children or my daughter from achieving the American dream. If racism is so pervasive, this should be an extremely easy task. Where's the racism? Show it to me. And Reverend Jackson goes, well, he does a little bit of all that. And then he goes, well, Dinesh, he goes, I can't show it to you. He goes, but that's because the racism has gone underground. It's concealed. It's no longer overt racism, it is now covert racism. But that makes it even more diabolical. For the same reason that if you've got an intruder in your house, it's one thing to see the guy and you can run away or reach for your gun, but if you don't even know where he is, it freaks you out even more. And so this is the dilemma in which there is an assertion of something, white supremacists are the greatest problem in America today. Except, it's really hard to find one. It's really hard to see white supremacy. Everywhere you go, you not only go on a campus, go on any campus, not only do you see the institution officially having racial preference policies against whites, I mean against Jews, against Asians, against all minorities, against any group that is by and large doing well. And at the same time, you see the culture of the campus is unbelievably deferential to racial minorities. If you're black or Latino, and this is probably even true of me, if you walk into the college president's office, kick over his wastepaper basket, overturn his desk, set the place on fire, and leave and shout, Black Lives Matter. Nothing will happen to you. Nothing will happen to you. So, I mean, what do you call that if not black privilege? Right? I don't know another name for it. So how can it be that when the reality of our society is that everybody does backward somersaults to accommodate minorities? And in fact, I even realize that this is true of my own speech right here now. Frankly, if I were a white guy, I couldn't even give this talk. The reason I can give it, the reason I can say what's true, is because I sort of have this little bit of an ethnic immunity, which frankly I intend to use fully.